What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Cafe and Views. Today we went to Bluestone Lane and we got ourselves the Aussie iced chocolate. So let's talk about the coffee shop. This coffee shop is still on Ventura Boulevard. It's still on a really popular and busy street, but the outside of this coffee shop, it's a lot more easy to miss than the previous one. But once you go inside of the Bluestone, you really feel like you're in a whole different area just because of the sensation inside. They have seating outside, they have seating inside. Their menus are on wood, so you have to order it that way, which is a lot cooler than just like a menu because it actually shows you what the coffees look like and what's in them. It's a lot more neutral tone than other coffee shops are. They use a lot more of beige colors, light browns and light greens, kind of something to really get you welcome. They also have a lot of other drink options to go, like orange juice and tea and soda and things like that. And then they also have snacks that you could eat while you're drinking your coffee. So if you like the coffee that you get to go here, they also have coffee in bean form that you could buy. For the aesthetic of the shop, I'm gonna give it about a 3.5 out of 5, just because the outside doesn't really do it to me too much, but the inside is really nice. Let's talk about Acidity. This coffee is showing off a real sour vibe. It's real sour, it's real not too bitter, but it is on a high bitter side. I'm not getting any real sweetness from it. The vanilla in the beginning is not adding to the overall sweetness. It's just on top. It hasn't mixed well enough. I'm hoping that the further I get into the coffee, the more vanilla and the more sweetness that I'm gonna get, but the fruity notes aren't really sticking out. It's more earthy and flowery than anything else. Vanilla nut is putting it on the nutty side, so it's nutty, chocolatey, and a little bit of fruity. The milky notes in this coffee are also providing that sour flavor to it, sour milk and the espresso, and then also the milk from the vanilla is adding to the sourness, so that's what's making it predominantly sour and not sweet. But once the sugars from the vanilla ice cream come out, that's when the coffee is gonna start becoming more sweet. It is lively, it is sharp, it's not mellow or tame in any way. And there's also not a lot of ingredients that went into the coffee, that's why it's being so sour. So for acidity, I'm gonna put this at a 2.5 out of 5. Next up is gonna be Aroma. Okay, see, for Aroma, it's a completely different taste on acidity. For Aroma, you're getting that real prominent ice cream that went into the coffee. You're not getting any of that espresso or that milk smell to it. It's predominantly vanilla ice cream. The aroma is real pleasant. It reminds you of actual vanilla ice cream if you were to eat it. You're not getting any of that real coffee smell to it. The aroma, it's real sweet. It's not sour at all compared to the acidity where it was sour and then not sweet. Like the vanilla, it's not as strong as vanilla extract, but you're still getting a real prominent vanilla smell. And then you also don't have to really lean into the coffee. You could smell it from about this distance away. It's real nice, real pleasant, real prominent. For aroma, I'm putting this at a 4 out of 5. Next up is gonna be flavor. With flavor, you're getting that vanilla ice cream taste to it, but like with acidity, it's still maintaining that sour note. It's slowly, slightly becoming sweeter as you're drinking the coffee and the ice cream is starting to melt, but in the beginning, it's more sour than sweet. I'm hoping that it changes as you're getting towards the bottom, but the prominent flavor is the coffee. It is the espresso. The vanilla ice cream is probably on the back end in terms of flavor. It's maybe on the 30% and you're getting 70% of the actual coffee. So the ice cream is providing a nice subtle flavor in addition to the coffee taste. So the flavor kind of takes a back seat for aroma. The aroma is the actual real powerhouse in this coffee. I am getting a little bit of that milk taste to it as well. It is kind of peeking out ever so slightly, but the espresso is really prominent. You're getting a real nice espresso taste. Unlike other coffees that have espresso, you don't really get that taste because it's covered up by other flavors, but for this, you're getting that real prominent espresso taste along with the coffee and anything else that goes along with it. For flavor, I'm gonna put this at about a 3.5 out of 5. Next up is gonna be body. So I'm gonna put this coffee more so on the milkshake consistency because of the ice cream and how it melts into the coffee. That provides an extra thickness to it. So the weight is there, the texture is there, the feeling is there. It provides an overall nice mouthfeel. But when it's on your tongue, it feels kind of like it's water. Like you feel the weight and the texture on your tongue, but in your mouth provides a nice, thick, foamy texture. So So the body is there, but it does feel like the coffee is pretty rich. It does feel like a lot of rich beans went into the coffee. Bluestone is Australian based, so it's kind of like Miss Melbourne, where they import their coffee straight from Australia. So I am getting an Australian feeling from this coffee. For body, I'm gonna put this at a 3.5 out of 5. Next up is gonna be sweetness. In the beginning of the coffee, it was more sour than sweet, but as I'm drinking the coffee, as you're getting further down, it's becoming more and more sweet. The ice cream is melting. The vanilla is starting to get mixed into the coffee more and more. So as you're drinking the coffee, you're getting more of that vanilla taste and the vanilla aroma, and it's becoming more prominent than in the beginning. Or even in the middle of the coffee, it's still maintaining that maybe 65% sourness and about 35% sweetness. So I'm hoping when I start getting towards the bottom, the sweetness starts taking over and the sourness starts going away. For sweetness, I'm putting this at a 2.5 out of 5. Next up is gonna be aftertaste. Like with body, this coffee provides a really nice aftertaste. Unlike a lot of simple coffees, you get a pretty basic espresso, but for this coffee, you're getting a real nice aftertaste that provides a nice flavor along with it. So the vanilla is combining with the espresso and the coffee to provide an overall added coffee taste, as opposed to just that typical espresso taste that is really sour and it's not too appealing. And then this coffee is also not drying out your mouth. It's providing a nice wet texture. It's coating your mouth and it's sticking around for seconds. For aftertaste, I'm gonna put this at about a 4 out of 5. Let's talk about complexity. Overall, this coffee is not complex at all. Although it does have that vanilla ice cream added to it, the overall simplicity of the coffee is there. It's just a 12-hour brewed coffee, Australian way, mixed with the vanilla ice cream. So with the vanilla ice cream, it provides it a little bit more of a complex value, but overall the coffee as a whole with the flavors added to it are pretty basic and nothing really sticks out too much. But the texture from the ice cream was nice. It did offer a unique experience to the coffee. It's something that I didn't really get in any other coffees. I didn't really get any vanilla ice cream or that kind of a texture. So this is definitely a good bonus, a good plus. And then also the ingredients that went into this coffee are still pretty basic. Vanilla and the cold brew coffee and the milk, it's all pretty basic. Provides that extra kick, the extra little uniqueness to a simply made coffee. For complexity, I'm gonna put this at about a 2.5 out of 5. Let's talk about balance. This coffee, aside from being super sour, it's doing a real good job of being balanced. From what it's doing at being a cold brew with a unique ice cream factor added to it, it's really good. Nothing is really sticking out too much as opposed to that one coffee espresso ingredient. Maintaining that all throughout, nothing is sticking out aside from the espresso and the coffee. I wouldn't want something to start sticking out towards the middle or towards the end, because that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of enjoying the coffee. I don't want a coffee that really throws a curveball, throws a loop when you're drinking it. I want things to be consistent all throughout, and this coffee is definitely doing that. Aside from changing to a little bit of sweetness as the ice cream, vanilla ice cream is melting, it's perfect. It's where it needs to be. It's doing what it needs to. It's definitely going to attract a lot of people with the ice cream added to the coffee, providing a nice uniqueness. They're definitely going to enjoy it. For balance, I'm putting this at 4 out of 5. Next up is going to be forgiveness. So far, everything that the coffee got in terms of score is to the T. It's where it needs to be. Nothing is really lacking aside from the flavor not being as prominent as the aroma. The flavor is still there. It got better over time, so that kind of forgave itself. Flavor was the same from the minute I drank the coffee to the minute I finished it. Then it would lose a lot of points, but it started correcting itself. It started improving with flavor. As I kept drinking the coffee, the ice cream was melting and it provided that nice vanilla flavor in addition to the coffee. Nothing in this coffee needs to be forgiven. For forgiveness, I'm putting this at a 2 out of 5. Lastly, it's gonna be versatility. Because this coffee is not complex, because it just has that vanilla ice cream added to it, you'll be able to drink this at any time during the day. And since it's a cold brew, you can especially drink this in the morning when you want to wake up, because it has that espresso in it. It's gonna wake you up and provide that unique texture and taste and aroma that's gonna enhance your mood in the morning. And then in the afternoon, if you drink this coffee, it's gonna overall mellow you out and provide a nice feeling if you're running errands or or if you just finished work. And then in the evening, if you want to relax and unwind, the ice cream in this coffee is going to provide that nice relaxation experience, like you're watching a movie and you're eating ice cream and you're just enjoying your weekend. It's perfect for that. So for versatility, I'm putting this at a 4.5 out of 5. All in all, the cold brew float from Bluestone Lane got a 33 out of 50 or a 66% out of 100. Thank you so much for watching Cafe and Views, where we went to Bluestone Lane and we got the cold brew float. Stay tuned for more. Peace.